Drama Alert Nation. I'm your host, Killer. Oh my god, I wish went down. That's the wrong button. Killer Keemstar. Let's get. Uh-oh. Why can't I? Oh my god. That's better. Killer Keemstar. Let's get Roy into the news. You guys know 100 Thieves, Neekolul, content creator of 100 Thieves, who also speaks Spanglish, whatever language that is. I've never heard of that language. She is the OK Boomer girl with over 50 million views on this Boomer TikTok with Bernie 2020, and probably has more than 50 million views on this viral Neekolul.
Whatever you say.
You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, boomer, yeah, boomer. Whatever you say.
Whatever.
Boomer.
I'm gonna keep watching it because it's kind of entertaining.
Whatever you say, boomer. Okay, boomer.
It's so stupid. I hate it. Anyways, she's come out with a my story TW abuse. I don't know what TW means. I don't care. Anyways, my story. Hi, my name is Nicole, but some of you might know me as Neekolul. I wanted to come out and talk about my abuser and the 7 years of abuse he put me through from 15 to 22. And she is... Well, I'm just going to Google that really quickly. Neekolul age. She's 23. So that means... Oh. Wait, she actually... I've seen this before. One sec. If you go to Neekolul and you go kind of like right here. I saw this before actually. So... Date oldest. She goes on. Oh, she deleted it. She was on like this road trip with like some dude. I remember this. And then someone was trying to hit on her before. This is before she went viral, right? So like, was this her name? I guess it was. Anyways, with that being said, she played League before, and yeah, she has since then deleted this video where she was like on a road trip. It was like a vlog with this guy. I saw it before, and yeah, I've seen it before, so I know who it looks like. I don't remember what he looks like actually, but I saw it. Anyways, I'm lucky that I'm now in a loving, stable relationship, but I feel like I needed to come out as it has weighed on me for years and never truly addressed it. This is going to be super long, so the TLDR, yes, I didn't think that guy was an abuser, but I just thought it was some relationship that was kind of weird. But he did seem like he could have been one, so seems like it. It came out a while ago. Yeah, that's what I remember, right? Like from the vlog, is that he could have been an abuser. It kind of seemed like it, but I didn't like, go into that. But yeah, anyways, it came out a while ago, but it recently brought up again that I got in trouble for hitting my abuser, and some people have characterized me as an abuser. For 7 years leading up to that moment, I endured beatings, verbal and mental abuse, social isolation, public humiliation, and more. I know some people will just get a kick out of me trolling and saying I'm an abuser or crazy, but I hope this will clear up everything for anyone out there who actually thinks I'm a bad person. I'm tired of being quiet and people thinking the person who beat me for years deserves sympathy. The abuse started when I was 15 years old. It included emotional... Jesus Christ, this is 7 years? Okay. So that's why she was with this guy that, like, I was just like, damn. She's kind of out of his league. You know what I'm saying? With that being said... It included emotional, mental, and physical abuse. He started out by accusing me of cheating for simply wearing a skirt or speaking to a male classmate. He used this as an excuse to hurt me, which at first started out as pushing, shoving, and twisting, pinching sensitive areas of my body. From the ages of 15 to 18, the abuse escalated as time went on, slapping, choking, slamming me, threatening my life at knife point. Jesus Christ, threatening his life, threatening to hurt both of us. EX, driving violently in the car, threatening to crash it, gaslighting, taking my belongings and breaking them, phones, things of sentimental value, etc., and public humiliation. EX, trying to make me look crazy or dumb to other people to isolate me, and so much more. I don't know what other things you classify as abuse, but this is also around the time that he started to take advantage of me financially, which only escalated as I grew into adulthood. I need water. Something I've seen people say to abuse victims is, why didn't you tell anyone? As toxic as the question is, I tried. As a scared teenager, it was hard. In the end, I felt a weird need to protect him. When he broke my glasses out of anger, I tried to tell his mom. She insinuated I was lying. I got scared out of not wanting to get him in trouble, and I changed my story and said we both probably broke him. When I showed his dad that he slapped me with a picture of proof, he proceeded to act like he cared, but in the end, his dad only took away his phone for a couple of days and it was brushed under the rug. I told the police at one point that I want to press charges with picture proof and text messages. The officer's words still ring in my head that you are too young to be going through this. You should rethink if you want to do this. I responded that I want to press charges. And he still tried to talking me out of it, saying something along the lines of, "Are you sure? Really think about it." As a scared teenager, I thought he must know better, and I didn't pursue it farther. Damn, that's that police is interesting. Really, actually, pretty interesting. Maybe you just want to deal with it. Lastly, at the church youth retreat I invited him to, my abuser publicly manhandled me out of anger in front of the group where the youth leaders noticed. They asked me what was going on, and I decided not to say anything as I was scared. I just said he's mean to me sometimes. Despite this, they still decided there was probably abuse going on. Instead of speaking with my parents in a private, caring manner, decided to have a very public discussion with 15 or so people about whether I was being abused or not. This caused an already humiliating, somewhat private situation to turn into a large public humiliation that created stress within my family, which made me dig a bigger hole. My stupid, wanting to hide my abuse and pushing everyone further away. The ages of 19 and 21, the abuse got far worse. Everything I mentioned above, but more severe and more frequent. He started close fist beating me almost every time he saw me. We were breaking up and getting back together every other week. He would strategically hit me behind my head to avoid visible bruises. He would strategically hit me behind. Jesus Christ! Some hits would slip, so I would get a small bruise on my cheeks or arms. Damn. What the hell? This stuff happens. She seems so happy when she's making that boomer video. When I finally decided, wait, what? I decided I need to break up with him for good. The abuse got even worse. He was especially threatened at the possibility of me actually truly leaving because I had been pouring my free time into streaming, so I had company no matter what. Oh, so girls get lonely. He couldn't push my community away from me, and I had something I always looked forward to that wasn't him. Oh, interesting. He began harassing me endlessly all day, nonstop for weeks. My phone was literally unusable as it was constant calls and texts from him. He got tired of this, so he decided to come to my home while my parents weren't home and harass me in person, banging my front door, screaming, threatening to run his car through my door. He had done this multiple times in the past. Run his car through my door. He had done this multiple times in the past. Not the car part. Maybe he's just barging in. Okay. Because wouldn't the house just die? He would show up, then leave. But this time he wouldn't leave. He stayed at my door screaming, even though I told him to please leave as my parents would be home soon. I was frantically trying to get him to leave. I put my hand through the door. My hand was between the metal door and the door frame, trying to push him his way as he banged on the door, begging him to leave. Please leave. When my arm was halfway out of the door, he grabbed my arm with one hand and the door with his other hand and started slamming the door into my arm multiple times. I was caught in the door frame. What? Let's see. He grabbed my... Maybe this one. My arm was halfway out the door. He grabbed my... Oh my god. Jesus Christ. At this point, I got so scared. I called the police directly, not 911, and told them there was an abusive ex-boyfriend who was harassing me and I felt in danger. Still protecting him, I told them I just wanted the officers to tell him to go away but not arrest him. This was because he didn't have financial means to get out of a situation that lands him in jail, and I didn't want that for him. I just needed him to leave. Officers came shortly and asked him to leave. They asked if he had abused me before, and I said yes, and they just made a note of it and got him to leave. Even after this incident, he still continued to harass me, spam texting and calling me constantly for weeks. I finally gave in, and I stupidly decided to hear what he had to say. After agreeing to meet and talk, he decided to ditch me instead, went out with people and ignored me. After harassing me endlessly, the moment I decide to hear him out, he ignores me, and this is the type of mental manipulation I was used to. He hurts me, harasses me until I break down and agree to talk. Then once he has power back, he puts me down and lets me know my place. I made the decision to confront him as I had been through so much, and this showed that he still didn't care. I should have never even bothered, but I did. Oh my god. Okay, this is some mental... This is what is it? I know this manipulation. I've heard it so many times before, and I get it. Why they keep going back. Some like a mental thing. You can like you feel dependent on them. That's why. Damn, there are 97 people. The 97 people viewing this just like me. That's pretty funny. Okay, I didn't realize this. I went to his house to confront him about this as he was just arriving home. When I got there, I was visibly upset, silently crying waterfalls, and I said I just wanted to talk. Yeah. Okay, yeah. It was a dependency. The dependency. That's what happens. You build dependency on someone. That's essentially what happens. I asked him why he was doing all this. What's the point of manipulating me and harassing me for weeks just to act like I'm nothing but a chew toy to tear up and treating me exactly like he was treating me treating me exactly like he was treating me that led me to leave in the first place. And of course he had and he of course had a this is a bother and I could care less attitude. This was so upsetting, and the conversation turned into an argument that escalated. He raised his arms and I felt threatened due to everything I have been enduring. I wasn't going to just get beaten again, so I hit him, to which he called the police, and I ended up in jail in my pajama for 5 hours. Aww? After all these years of receiving abuse, I'm the one who ends up getting in trouble. I've seen a lot of people saying crazy stuff online, but my only punishment was 12 classes of anger management and 1 year of good behavior, and it would be dropped. The judge took into consideration my situation, everything I had been through, and saw I wasn't a dangerous person. He even removed the automatically applied restraining order, which is apparently very rare, which I think shows people recognize I wasn't one causing problems. Oh my god, there's more. Even after all of that, in my terrible mental state, I decided to try and work things out with him. This obviously caused a ton of issues at home. My parents, of course, wanted me to have nothing to do with him, but here I was, still with my abuser after all of this. Before the incident, my parents didn't know very much, but this time my parents knew everything. His abuse towards me stayed mostly mental and emotional for the couple of months after the incident. By the way, this guy looked like kind of like a biker guy. He had like a beard, I'm pretty sure. And like this girl, like you guys know what she looks like, kind of innocent. You're kind of like, why is she with this like biker guy? I think he had a beard, had like sunglasses in the vlog, and had like a baseball cap behind him. You can probably picture it. Huge beard. Also, he's a bigger guy, I feel. I was like, damn, guess that was what girls are into or something. I don't know. Maybe I should get a beard, but apparently it's a toxic relationship. Anyways. His abuse towards me. During this period, I was in a limbo. Oh, sorry. His abuse towards me. His abuse towards me stayed mostly mental and emotional for the couple months after the incident. During this period, I was in limbo, shocked, still recovering from the mental impact this whole situation had on me. I registered for my anger management classes, and before I began them, there was a therapy session to evaluate my thinking, and after that session, it was like a switch turned on. The therapist told me, you can't control others, you can only control yourself, and I'm not sure why that just stuck with me with such clarity. I left the session ready to leave him. Shortly after that, I broke up with him for the final time. After this, we went through phases where he'd try and get back together with me, and there were times where that I felt bad and helped him out emotionally or financially, even letting him live with me for a short period. It just goes to show how bad of a mental place I was in. It got to the point where he continued harassing me and trying to isolate me from my stream of new friends that I threatened to call the cops to get a restraining order. Like always, I decided to protect him as he had his dream job and that would ruin it for him, so I didn't follow through. I told him this was it though, that I couldn't do anymore, never wanted to speak to him again. I changed all my passwords, my phone numbers, everything. I felt like I needed to talk about my experience as a victim of abuse in hopes that abuse is taken more seriously. Victims are manipulated or scared of their abuser, so sometimes they stay silent. Abuse like the domestic abuse I was receiving puts you in a literal mental prison that took hold of me from a young age. Violence is never the answer, and I should never have stooped to his level, and I wish I stood up for myself and left for good sooner. My desire to be silent was the reason things got bad for me. I couldn't speak up. I was looked down on by peers and adults that were supposed to be people you can count on and should look up to. A lot of times I tried to speak up and I heard, why don't you just leave then? Which at the time I didn't know how to answer, and it made me feel like, why even bother? I'll go through this myself. I get comments, have you hit your new boyfriend yet? Comments like these are extremely hurtful. The time after I got arrested, my abuser showed me the pamphlets and the flyers he was provided, abuse victim materials, where he could get help as an abuse victim. And I don't think ever in my life I felt so wronged and let down. To this day, I feel disgusted thinking about that. I decided to speak up today because I refuse to have people think I'm a violent abuser who hurt someone for no reason. I refuse to give my abuser the power of silence for another day and have people not know my story. This is my big step into my healing process and going into therapy. I know this was a super long thing, and thanks for reading if you got them this far. Even if you skimmed it, in conclusion, I know there will be people out there that won't believe me. I don't have enough evidence for most of this. My own parents didn't know about the abuse for years. I felt like not speaking out my story about this, seeing how many times I've felt silent, took me into a deeper cycle of mental pain. And at the end of the day, I deserve to live in peace, and I won't let anyone invalidate me ever again. Thank you, Nicole. Guess what? I probably this story, I believe, this story was pretty spot on, and it seemed like it got kind of straight to the point. Yeah. And like, honestly, if the guy made a response, he's basically a complete nobody. You won't know him. I wouldn't believe anything he says, just because the way I kind of like remember him as like a biker dude with like shades and a beard, and kind of seemed like a douchebag. Like, I don't think he has credibility. On the Sinatra one though, of course, which is still ongoing, I have to see Sinatra's side, because honestly, that kid doesn't seem like a big tool. He doesn't even seem like a tool, so like, I can't see it, but I mean, hey, we'll see. But the other guy kind of seemed like a tool. That being said, thanks for watching, and my god, I can't believe I'm doing this video. Bye bye. Dude, I got literally out of bed when I saw it. Someone DM'd me and said do it. I'm like, okay, fine. Bye bye.